right, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to today's market color session. It's good to have each and every one of us here. How has the market been to us this week? Today is Thursday, so a lot has happened, I believe. Tell us while we get set to begin today's market color analysis, which will be covering commodity currencies. Mr. Pips, good morning. Mr. Moyo, good morning. Those of us on YouTube, good morning as well. Hi, Mr. Petra. Okay, so USD CAD. Let's start off today's analysis with a look at USD CAD. On the H4 time frame, as usual, we're going to be starting our analysis from the 4-hour time frame. Now you see that we still have, those level points that we marked out from Tuesday's analysis, where we're waiting for price to trade into. And what I'm seeing on USD CAD now, let's go to H1 so you see the movement. What I'm seeing is price is currently reacting off of this level, 1.37834. Remember that I always say when we draw out this line, majority of the times they are more zones than specific price points. But we use this because we understand that not all of us have these indicators. So this just helps you be able to quickly pinpoint the level that we're looking at, right? So yes, USD CAD is reacting off the zone. How many pips has it done so far? About 14, 15 pips thereabouts that it has done. But let's start from the top for the sake of those of us who were not here on Tuesday. So we said USD CAD predominantly has been to the downside, following the rules of all weather. We saw downtrend break of structure to the downside, momentum to the downside, pullback also to the downside, and our indicator, which basically signifies the trend, also to the downside. So because of that, we had an overall sell bias. Sorry, do better is starting to have a toll on my voice. So we had an overall sell bias, and then we said price should retrace into a good enough zone for us to continue to sell from. And remember, you always want to sell high, right? So we said price should retrace into a good enough zone for us to continue the sell move that we're currently seeing play out following the most recent price movement. So because of that, as at Tuesday, these indicators were somewhere around here, 1.39893 and 1.38848. And the third one was 1.37834. We trace into the zone, give us confirmations, and we're going to look for sell opportunities. And so we're going to look for sell opportunities from this zone, provided if the predominant, if the sell is moving with force. It's the same thing, the same logic you apply to your Fibonacci retracement. So it's a strong moving market. If we just stop at 23.6 and continue to sell. However, the most preferred would be a deeper retracement into what? The 50% Fibonacci level. I'm also looking at price movement and noticing this right here. So this is a support level which happens to have a fair value gap. This is a double confluence area. So I'm just going to go ahead and stretch that out into today's price movement so we can take note of when price eventually returns into the zone. This could serve as a key resistance level to push price continuously downward. Now, price is already reacting off this zone. We're going to check to see if we saw, confirmations that have allowed us to enter the USD CAD sell very, very shortly. However, for now, I'm going to now adjust this into today's levels of interest, which is now 1.38484 and 1.39741. This would also be adjusted down here. Now, because I've now adjusted this into the appropriate level, this could actually serve as some sort of support. That's what I'm seeing on USD CAD. Because it's very precise how price broke through, retested this zone. So we could see something like this that will push a deeper retracement of USD CAD, giving us more temporal buys into 1.38484. But again, market can also break through and continue to sell. So having this bias in mind would move to the 5-minute time frame. Please, at any point, if you happen to have any question, just do well to type it in the chat box and I would answer them. Questions relating to commodity currencies. So what am I now seeing on the 5-minute time frame? So this is quite jumbled up, almost looking like a range kind of movement. But price has now done this. Remember I said we're going to see a temporal buy. This buy, following what I'm seeing on M5, would now just stop somewhere here. and then either break below to keep selling or break above to give us confirmations. How will we now know what the market decides to do? Is by one, playing the waiting game and waiting for confirmations on the 1 minute time frame. So my level of waiting for confirmation will now be when price returns into the zone. I could check what M1 right now to see what it is doing, but I would prefer when price eventually retraces back into this zone because it is going to happen. So when price comes into this price point, 1.37880 and 1.37815, I'll check for confirmation to see if we're going to continue pushing higher or continue to push lower. But overall, what is my bias? I'm saying predominantly to the downside. Major move following what price is doing is a sell. But because we are able to catch retracement move with the all weather, if I see confirmations, I'll be willing to take a short buy of USD CAD from 1.37712 to 1.38484. Is this clear? Please, if it is clear, leave an emoji for me in the chat box as I proceed to look at AUD USD. Okay, now AUD/USD on the H4 time frame for the VC. This guy has been buying. It's just been buying, and we marked out a resistance level. Thank you, Mr. Moyo. We marked out a resistance level all the way up here. Price did not really tap in. It got around that zone and reacted off, so it is still valid, right? So what am I now saying? The indicator is sloping upward. All other indicators, meaning the momentum and the pullback, they are also sloping upward. Doncha break of structure is also what? To the upside. Sunshine has been printed. So AUD/USD is giving me more directional bias for a buy, right? Sunshine has also been printed. What happens when we see sunshine? We're going to expect price to move in the opposite direction, which is also a buy. So let's go to H1. On H1 now, because we understand the fact that price does not just move in straight lines and it picks a direction, so there could be retracements. Where would these retracements? What are the possible levels where the retracements could happen into? This is now 0.65502 is now our first retracement level. However, if price, eventually trades in here, where is it going to be headed for next? All things being equal, we should see AUD/USD coming to target this this resistance zone and most likely even breaking through. Now back to H1. This is a point of interest I'm going to mark out. I'm also going to adjust this to mark out right here and also right here. So price is currently buying, and this could be what stops AUD/USD by 0.66239 or 0.66347. Price will buy into the zone and then, sell into this next level. This will now be where we now see if price either violates it, continue selling, thereby breaking structures on H1 eventually, or it is going to hold and push AUD/USD by continuously to the upside. Looking at this, you'd see, I try not to mix naked charts or market structure with indicators because they are totally different strategies. But for the sake of us, just so we have even more understanding, if you're looking at price action here, this is a lot of diagonal liquidity that is lying around this zone. So if price eventually returns into 0.66239 and then gives a sell into 0.65502, we are going to know why. So these indicators may look like we're just looking at lines on the chart where we're saying we serve as support as or resistance, but they are calculating certain things that we don't have to. Example being this. So price could just tap in and then come to clear out liquidity. Price always targets liquidity. So it will come to clear this and then give us that move continuously upward. So this is where we marked on H1, but we're going to be saying. So even if it doesn't come to clear this liquidity now, eventually it will shall be clear. Are we together? So having that in mind, I go to M5 to mark out what? I'm going to be marking out yesterday's high, low, day before yesterday's high, and low. We're going to mark that out on USD CAD as well. So this is a confluence with the H1 POI that we marked out. That is yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Day before yesterday's high Day before yesterday. So now we are waiting. We are waiting to see if these levels hold or they get violated through. Back to H1. If they get broken through, we're seeing more buys from here. If they hold, this is a resistance, resistance, resistance. We're going to see it hit and sell into the zone. What are we now waiting for? Confirmations. This is where the whole confirmation thing is very, very important. Please let me know if you understand. This is not just a talk and leave, but I want to be sure we are on the same page in terms of this analysis. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Salute to sir. So POI, 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 POI. We're just waiting. I had to go back to draw that for USD because I realized I did not. And then finally, NZD USD on H4. I'm going to delete this one now because the chart is already noisy as it is. What am I now seeing on NZD USD H4? Price looked like it was going to continue maintaining this sell move. Then we saw a break of a major structure point. Price came to tap into another resistance level here and reacted off. But now, following most recent price action, which is from 13th of November, there's been downtime break of structure to the upside. Momentum is upward, so is our pullback. A new sunshine has been printed indicating a buy. How long that buy would buy for, we don't know, and we're going to find out soon. So yes, and then our trend, although our trend is still facing downward, so this could be a liquidity pool for NZD USD. Price could buy into this next zone because it's a major key area for us to look at. Now on H1, this zone is still very much valid. Not much has changed. I'm going to adjust this. Remember, these are more zones than price points, please. So 0.57851 thereabouts, 0.57741, and 0.57058. So this could be what we see. If this resistance level holds, we're going to see by a sell into 0.57058. And if they don't hold and they get validated, then we're going to be seeing more buys into 0.58651. Going to M5 now. Mark out yesterday's high and low and just wait. This is why sometimes having multiple screens not necessary, but it can be helpful because you don't now have to stay staring at the charts like you're roasting corn. Can be doing other stuff and waiting. So these are now my perspectives on these asset classes. We're going to be looking at indices in the afternoon. So indices will come up in the afternoon. For now, our focus is on commodity currencies. But I'd also love to hear what pairs we're looking at this morning and what our bias is. So I can share that, and people would also do their analysis to have extra confluence. Mr. Pips, what are we looking at this morning? Sorry, Mr. Moya as well. AUD okay. What's your bias, sir? Okay, okay. So one of us in this community is looking at a short buy on AUD CHF, and another is looking at GBP USD BOE record. Yeah, I just opened First Factory and saw that today has a lot of reds. Am I sharing the screen? Yes, I am. There's a lot of reds today. There's one there's several rather on the pound, pound, euro. Then you have USD. So CPI year on year is by 2:30 p.m. Unemployment claims, wow. We may not even want to be, yes, okay. Are you actively trading into these news releases? Are you going to be trading into the news releases, Mr. Pips? So I'm saying here that there's a news release on the dollar, CPI year on year. This is what has been forecasted, 3.1%, and we'll know what the actual is when the news release comes out. If it comes out greater than 3.1, we're looking at dollar strength. You can see the effects. Actual greater than forecast is proof of currency. So if this news release comes out greater than 3.1%, then we'll see more strength going into the dollar. Unemployment claims as well. What has been forecasted is 224. Actual less than forecast is good for currency, meaning you want to see that the number of unemployed people reduced. If it comes out lesser than what was forecasted, then it means that more people are working, and if more people in an economy have something doing and producing income as well, then the economy is thriving. So if actual comes out less than what has been forecasted, it's also good for currency. You also now see how like fundamentals play a role in how this market works. Let me go back to the chart. So if we happen to see dollar strength today, then for USD CAD, we may see this buy happen, more buys, because USD is now like the leading pair here. So we may see buys push up for USD. And for AUD USD, because AUD is what is leading, USD will now be what you're now selling, right? So you're buying, if AUD USD is buying, you're buying AUD selling USD, and opposite vice versa. So if USD CAD starts to buy, we see AUD USD sales happen. Okay, so no, that's why you're expecting a weak GU, right? Makes sense. Okay. So we're seeing a weak AUD and buy USD. That's why AUD USD will be a sell. That makes sense. So in as much as we look at technicals or indicators, it is very important you pay attention to fundamentals and news releases, because sometimes you'd have marked all your other blocks and all your indicators and everything will just turn upside down. So let's pay attention to that and see how it plays out. Also pay attention to Forex Live. If you don't know how to fully break down this news release, use Forex Live to learn fundamentals. In fact, add ChatGPT inside to break down what that means, so that gradually over time you understand better what they mean for you as a trader and the asset classes that you trade. Beautiful. So me, I don't really actively trade news releases. I trade them on TradingView. In that sense, I mean marking it up and see how they play out. But I rarely, except if I'm trading a small narrow account, but on my major account, I barely do. That's for news releases, because sometimes they can be a lot. Okay, so that is pretty much it for today. Are there any questions? Thank you, Mr. Pips, for sharing your perspective. Really, really helpful. Thank you also, Mr. Moyo, for also sharing your perspective today. This has been very engaging and I like. Thank you, sirs. Okay, so we're going to just pretty much wrap it up here to reconvene by 2:30 p.m. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Look at me mixing CPI news release and market follow. So back and we'll look at indices to call it a wrap for the day. Thank you. With that being said, have an amazing trading day. Cheers and God bless. Bye for now.